Hey, Bill Risser, I'm back with episode 5 of our series from Inman Connect. This will be the final video as we wrap up the conference with the final day, which was Capital Connect. Capital Connect has been around for 4 or 5 of the Inmans now, and it is all about the money. What kind of money is pouring into our industry? I'm sure you've heard the numbers. We're pushing towards $4 billion in the last 3 years have poured into the real estate from venture capitalists looking to disrupt, I'll use that word, or change things, or make things better, and ultimately make a lot of money for themselves. And what exactly is happening in that space? Matt Harris, one of the partners at Bain Capital, as well as one of his colleagues, Merritt Hummer, they were on stage giving the kind of their top 10 things to watch for in the markets, in the capital side of things in 2019. Number 1 was all about these full stack brokerages. Think Compass, right? Where everything is provided, all the technology, all the marketing, the agents just come in and sell. Obviously, there's going to be a price for that in the split, but that's something they see happening more and more. Of course, workflow automation, paper-free, that's just going to become a fact of life. Number 3 was flex spaces, like WeWork. Like think of the incubators for tech companies. Those kinds of things are going to happen more and more in a broader space. You've seen it already with retail pop-ups appearing in these spaces that were previously unused. So that's something they're going to be keeping an eye on. Number 4 was alternative financing models. I talked about this previously, but things like Perch, let's see, we got Ribbon, Fly Homes. These are people that are trying to find different ways to finance the home buying of the property. Some of it could be an equity share, some of it could be putting together cash to help make cash offers, but that's something to be watching for. Number 5, the democratization of real estate investment. Think REITs, real estate investment trusts, but now done on platforms. Companies like Property Moose, Fundrise, Roofstock for rental properties, Yield Street. These are companies that are letting the little investor get in on the real estate investment game. Number 6 is more commercial, but it's digitizing the building. And I'm talking big buildings, all the smart technology that's really creating a whole nother level of accountability of uses for big giant commercial spaces. Affordable housing solutions. We've talked about these in the past. Things like Irene, Divvy, Ribbon. Once again, these are companies that are trying to help first-time home buyers and possibly even seniors get the money together for that down payment to kind of get access to ownership. 8 is commercial real estate marketplaces. We know about it happening on the residential side, but on the commercial side, you have companies like Truss and Liquid Space that are moving into the area trying to do the same thing in commercial. It's going to be a slower move, but it's starting. Number 9 is digital tools for the non-institutional investors. So this is for the people that own less than 5 properties. They didn't have access to these big, sophisticated systems. Now there are companies like Rentigo, Mind, Cozy, Avail. These are all set up to help the small investor manage their properties. And number 10 is, you have to mention this word if you're talking about capital on Capital Connect, but it's the loan securitization on the blockchain. So how is blockchain going to work in this space? How is it going to make dramatic changes? But they both have said something interesting. Neither one of them really feels that there's massive innovation in blockchain. It's just a different way of doing something. But what's the thing that's innovative that's going to make it really connect? They both see it as a play down the road, and they're not really investing a ton of capital in it at the moment. By far, my favorite speaker was Mike Del Prete. He is a real estate consultant. He's really put together some great data on the iBuyers, and he had a long conversation about what's working, what's not working, and I'll give you a couple of the highlights. He mentioned the biggest hurdle, the biggest obstacle the iBuyers have to face is human psychology. And your first thought is, what? But if you think about it, people that are going to buy something that's low cost that they do all the time, think like Netflix or using a tool like that. You don't have a lot of risk. You just kind of you're like, I'll do that. But those things you do very infrequently that have high value, the biggest thing that we have in our industry is a home. So it's something you do very infrequently. It's got huge value, and this is where that psychology comes in, because studies have shown over the time, and this is well documented, that people are more likely to do things that will not cause them pain to like risk aversion, as opposed to doing things that could bring pleasure but has risk. So because of that, it's going to be tough for some of these iBuyers to crack into that percentage of people, the majority of people who are going to struggle going out on some new model on something that's so valuable to them. So Mike also mentioned the fact that the biggest challenge to Open Door and OfferPad and all these iBuyers that are out there are going to be things like, imagine Keller Williams with 160,000 agents in the United States all walking into a listing appointment, waiving their iBuyer program, right? Already coming from a trusted source who has boots on the ground and all these people everywhere. Well, that's coming. Coldwell Banker has already started one. Keller Williams is starting one. I think Remax has one in the works. But why wouldn't these well-funded large companies do the same thing? Look for opportunities to buy at a slight discount and then turn those properties over for a slight profit. The margins are thin, and they have to be in order to get a customer to give up some of their proceeds, right? The seller's proceeds, in order to move quickly with convenience and certainty. So the iBuyers are still a big part of the conversation in the Inman world. But definitely look up Mike Del Prete online. Just Google his name. He's got really incredible data that backs up all of his information. Really a great speaker. So hey, that's it. That's where I'm at. That was 4 full days of information, a lot of connecting with people. I'm going to tell you right now, if you've ever debated going to an Inman Connect, just do it. Put it in the budget. The summer sessions are out of San Francisco, which was very expensive. For the first time this year, July 23rd through the 26th, it's going to be in Las Vegas at the Aria Hotel. Much cheaper accommodations, way cheaper flights than from Tampa to Vegas. So think about it. It's really great information. The connections you'll make with people, it's right in the name, Inman Connect, are the things that are the most valuable. So thanks for tuning in. If you've watched all of these, wow. Thank you very much. If you have further questions for me, reach out. Contact the sales executive that forwarded this video to you, and let's get together. Right? They'll set an appointment, and we'll have a conversation. As my good buddy Sean Carpenter always says, maybe we can sit down and we can build relationships, solve some problems, and have some fun, and help you grow your business at the same time. Talk to you soon. Bye.